trade and diplomatic relations with the West. Newport, Rhode Island, and its sister city, Shimoda, Japan, celebrates a connection with annual Black Ship Festival. In addition, Rhode Island and Japan enjoy many cultural ties, including the Commodore Matthew Global Initiative established by Japan American Society of Rhode Island to send Rhode Island High School students and teachers and students to Japan in a cultural and student exchange program. Japan is a wonderful trade partner with Rhode Island. Estimated over $219 million in total goods and services.
Thank you so much. I am going to talk briefly, very briefly, about the history of the relationship between the Naval War College in Newport and the Japanese Navy, Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force. But CONGEN Takahashi did a wonderful job of talking about the beginnings. And that was one of our very first professor who was hired. The War College started in 1884. Our very first professor who was hired was Alfred Thayer Mahan. It was his teachings, his theories that the Japanese Imperial Japanese Navy was so interested in and was so successful in their war against the Russians in 1903, 1904, 1905. So that's one thing. But was there ever a formal program of cooperation with international naval officers at the War College during that time? No. It wasn't formalized until 1956, when then head of our Navy, the U.S. Navy, Admiral Arleigh Burke, who has a class of destroyers named after him, thought about his experiences in World War II. And he thought, boy, it could have gone better had we had more friendships, more relationships with international partners. Why not? In fact, maybe the war could have been avoided if we had those relationships. So tell you what I want to do. I want to start a program to educate international naval officers at the Naval War College in Newport. And I want the first 3 invitations to go to those countries that we were at war with in World War II. So off those invitations went to Japan, to Germany, and Italy, and guess what? They all sent officers to Newport to study with the Americans. Now, as is custom, and still is custom today, the class forms its own group of class officers, and amongst those students, they vote for the class president, the class vice president, and the class secretary. That very first class in 1956 voted the officer from the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force as its president, Commander Kitamura. 11 years prior, he was at war against the United States Navy. And now he is the class president of that class, studying with naval officers from the United States in the United States Naval War College. Since that time, we have had very strong relationships with the Japanese Navy, known as, again, the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force. We have educated more than 130 members of that force in Newport at the Naval War College. It's important to note, Japan has sent a student every single year since that time in 1956. And the relationship is strong. Our navies and the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force is our strongest partner in the Pacific region. And I think a key part of that is what we do at the Naval War College with our Japanese friends, our Japanese officers. Those relationships are important between the officers. More importantly, they come with their families, and the friendships that are made in Newport with those families are enduring and last a lifetime. So again, thank you, sir. Congratulations on Japan Day, and it's a privilege to be here.
March 31st. The date the treaty was signed in 1854 as Japan Day in recognition of this historic agreement. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the representatives of the Ocean State for this thoughtful gesture. The relationship between Japan and the US was first established through the efforts of Commodore Matthew C, a Newport-native. After 80 years of alliance following the World War II, the US has become Japan's most important partner in its diplomacy and security. At the very first summit meeting between Prime Minister Ishida and President Trump, this past Friday, the two leaders affirmed their determination to pursue a new golden age for Japan and the US that uphold a free and open Indo-Pacific. As we face an increasingly severe and complex security environment, our work on the various exchanges between the US naval workers in Newport and the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force, which contribute to strengthening the deterrence and response capabilities of the Japan-US alliance. This year marks the 120th anniversary of the Treaty of Portsmouth, which ended the Russo-Japanese War in 1904-1905. On this occasion, I would like to highlight the historical influence of Dr. Alfred Mahan, former president of the U.S. Naval War College, whose strategic theory are said to have influenced Akiyama Saneyuki, the naval officer and strategist of Japan's combined fleet, contributing to Japan's victory in the Battle of Tsushima, known in Japan as the Battle of Sea of Japan. Japan and the US are close partners in the economic field as well, with Japan being the world's largest investor in the US for 5 consecutive years. Here in Rhode Island, 58 Japanese companies operate within the state, including Toray Plastic, which celebrates its 40th anniversary of its establishment. As of 2022, Japan is the largest foreign investor in Rhode Island, with a volume of investment totaling $1.35 billion, creating approximately 2,300 job opportunities. I understand that Rhode Island is also focusing on life sciences with initiatives such as the Rhode Island Life Science Hub and research activities at Brown University. The conference stands ready to serve as a bridge between companies, further expanding Japan-US economic and business ties in this and other fields. In terms of sister city relations, based on the historical connection through Japan-US Treaty of Peace and Amity, the cities of Shimoda and Newport have established a sister city relationship, fostering active exchanges between the two communities. Additionally, the flagship festival is held in Shimoda and Bristol and Newport, strengthening this shared history. I would like to express my sincere appreciation to the city of Newport, the town of Bristol, and the Japan American Society of Rhode Island, and the Japan American Society of Southern New England for their contribution to these exchanges and other related activities. I'm encouraged by the next generation of Japan-US relations cultivated through Japanese language education at the local universities, including University of Rhode Island, Brown University, and high schools, as well as cultural programs such as Cherry Blossom Princess, Brownie, and anime contests. Furthermore, Rhode Island has a unique cultural connection to Japan, through the famous royal dog Hachiko, the subject of the film Hachiko, A Dog's Tale, starring Richard Gere, which was filmed in Woonsocket. In 2012, a statue of Hachiko was placed in front of the Woonsocket train station, and cherry trees donated from Japan can be found in Pawtucket, Central Falls, and Woonsocket. And I hope these sites will continue to serve as places where many visitors can experience deep ties between Japan and Rhode Island. So, honorable members of the House of Representatives and the people of this glorious ocean state, I'd like to thank you all once again for this historic designation of Japan Day, which I believe will open the door to a new golden age between Japan and Rhode Island. There is enormous potential for cooperation between Japan and Rhode Island across all fields, including politics, business, culture, science and technology, academic exchange, the arts, sports, and tourism. At the consulate, we are committed to working closely with all the people of Rhode Island, serving as both a convening power that strengthens the ties between Japan and Rhode Island and a catalyst for the new development. Thank you very much for your kind attention.